Welcome back. We've got Ike Chidolue here with us. He's a spokesperson for the APC governorship candidate in Anambra State on project development and strategy. Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
But wait a minute, why on project development and strategy? What is it? Has he done any project yet?
Well, I mean, we're very hopeful. We've been planning, and since emerging as the APC candidate, what Tony Nwoye did, Dr. Tony Nwoye did, was to set up a team. It's like a shadow government, really. So, I mean, anytime you see Tony Nwoye move right now, you see specialists in every sector moving with him. He goes with people, specialists in agriculture, oil and gas, infrastructure, healthcare. I mean, he's a healthcare professional himself, you know, but he has people. It's like a shadow government. So he moves with that understanding that he needs to be ready. He has to go ready. So when you ask Tony Nwoye a question on finance, you don't expect him to answer it directly. He's not a specialist in finance. He turns and says, Mecca, please tell them. Because, you know, that what we're doing is to give the people of Anambra State, and by extension, all the Igbo people, the confidence that Tony Nwoye and Dozie Ekedife Jr. are ready. We are ready.
That takes a lot to run. Why is he getting his funding?
I mean, you know, right now, a whole lot of stuff are done, are volunteer. I mean, people that really believe in what's going on. I supported him when he ran as a PDP candidate. I'm supporting him now as he's running as APC candidate. Tony Nwoye, I mean, he's younger than I am, but it's not about the age. You know, the other guy, I know him very well. He said none of the candidates is younger than 45. Tony is 43. You know, he's a young man, and he's lived a life of activism.
He's 43.
Yeah. He has, you know.
What has he achieved, I mean, politically speaking?
I said he started as an activist. You know, medical student. From his second year, he became the Speaker of the House in UNEC. Then from the Speaker, he moved on to be the National President of Nigerian Students. And from there, I mean, when you see this, it is somebody that is moved to act, to correct societal ills, even from that college level. You know, stuff that are going that doesn't go down well with him, he goes against the grain. I mean, the consequences are a whole lot, because in UNEC, he paid a dear price. Because when you go against a government, whether it's in an educational institution or the government, mainstream government as it were, when you go against them, you know their price to pay. Right. You talked about Ghanifying. I mean, he paid, any person that goes against the grain is going to pay a lot of price for it.
Speak to us about this. I know you also have heard it in your party's campaign team that the APC plans to rig the elections using federal might.
I mean, if we plan to rig the election, we'll stay at home and wait to rig the election. Tony Nwoye, I mean, I can't even keep up with his speed. I can't even keep up with his energy. I mean, they got back to the hotel about 4 a.m. and he's already on the road right now, campaigning. So, and every local government, every community, every day, he starts his day by 6 o'clock, he goes back to bed by 4 o'clock. I cannot run that. Yeah, of course, after every week, you know, I just break down. I can't handle that. I'm still a young guy, but I can keep up with that, you know, that kind of pace. So that's the kind of leadership, that's the kind of vision, that's the kind of energy, that's the kind of youthful vibrancy Tony Nwoye brings to the table. And the thing, you know, talking about APC in Anambra State, a whole lot of people say, oh, it cannot happen. Anambra cannot, you know, go APC. APC is not, you know, but, you know, one of the things that Tony told us early, that which I really appreciate, he said, Ike, when it comes to business, Igbo people have been very successful. But when it comes to politics, we're kind of the butt of the joke. I said, why? He said, because in business, the Igbo businessman, trader, entrepreneur understand that business is a transactional matter, not an emotional matter. In politics, the Igbo politician sees politics as an emotional thing. The Igbo trader, no matter how belligerent the customer is, even if you're cursing him and forcing, he calmly keeps appealing to you until he makes the sale. The Igbo politician is so emotional, they still remember that in 1951 that Awolowo did carpet crossing, even though it was legitimate process in parliamentary politics. We still, you know, and unfortunately, even our political leader, our fathers at that time, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, I love him. His children, his kids are my good friends. But he was emotional too. When Awolowo did that carpet crossing, he resigned from the Western House and said never to do business with him and moved down to the Eastern House. And for him, it became a case of permanent enemy instead of permanent interest. And the Igbo, so Tony Nwoye candidacy provides for Anambra State and by extension the whole of Igbo people an opportunity to show Nigerians that it's no longer about permanent enemies.
Is he changing that? Is he changing that perception?
Oh yeah, you know, people, when you see our rallies, people are coming in. Anambra people are beginning to understand it has to be permanent interest. We are going forward. Anambra people are now going to apply the same discipline of the Igbo trader to politics. It's not an emotional thing, it's a transactional event.
If I understand you properly, it looks as if that is still a process. He's trying to change mindsets. So if he knows that that's the case and that they're emotional about politics in that particular region, so what gives him a chance?
Oh, even beyond that ideology, you know, this election is actually a referendum against Governor Obiano's performance. Even beyond emotionalism, the election is a referendum against Obiano's performance. This is report card. Everybody's running against Obiano's report card from all the sectors. Education, you know, the guy that left, Okearo, told you we had P2B, you know, P2B built on the foundation established by Dr. Chris Ngige. You know, P2B took it to another level, which should be progressively doing better. And he took it to another level. He took the MDG goals, looked at the whole 11 of them, and we are the only state in Nigeria under P2B that fulfilled all our obligations, all the UN set MDG goals. And he handed over to Governor Obiano an education sector that is, I mean, when you measure it by the standards, NECO and WAECO, we are #1 in the country. For 4 years, we were #1. So he gave him, and we slid. We've now slid. And you people wonder, why did we slide? Take UBEC, little thing like UBEC. To be able to access your fund in UBEC, you have to meet up your counterpart, put forth your counterpart funding. P2B set it aside as he was handing over the MDG fund, which is now SDG, and the UBEC fund. Unfortunately, and sadly so, the governor appropriated it to other things that were personal to him. And so we could, for almost 4 years now, Anambra State has not assessed its UBEC fund. So education, when we say education is on a free fall in Anambra State, this is part of the reason.